There we go. Day late, dollar short. Oh well. We're going to have the tour of what passes for my urban homestead. I don't think I want to start there. Where shall we go? The iris bed. Now, you may be wondering, what? Those are some honey cornflakes that the ants got into. I put them out there figuring squirrels and birds would eat them. Yeah. These are my surviving flowers after I weeded out the wandering Jew. All my little violas and pansies have succumbed to the heat. I do have this nice little chicory growing here though. I think I'm going to see if I can keep it because I want to try the roasting of the roots and see if it really does taste like coffee or not. That was supposed to be a corner container garden. I believe the only thing that grew like it was supposed to is that catmint. This was flowers. They have all gone to now. This is the other flower bed. You know, when it is flower season and not weed season. And this is what we call the pigweed. Anybody who actually knows what it is can tell me. Now, somewhere back in there, I've got some gourds that I just basically threw the seeds out there because I was hoping it would grow. Got it. There's my rose bush. And I'll go back over here because this is my bush that has the little red flowers, but I don't know what it is. Okay, where were we? Ah, yes. The refrigerator planter bed. Compliments of somebody's foot on Take Back Urban Homesteading, and I just happen to have a dead refrigerator, so I've got basil. I believe these are California peppers, although I haven't got a single pepper on them. These are jalapenos. Marigolds are finally starting to come up. And I'm told that this stuff here is wild basil. I honestly don't know. My aloe vera is there for the moment. And when this is cleaned up, it's actually a fairly decent little patio, but weeds take over very easily. I have an honest-to-gosh well here. We got it covered and surrounded so that the kids can't fall through it. And if I can figure out what to hook up to that thing, I'd be able to get the water out of it. Over here, threw some more wandering Jew and wild basil, if that's what that actually is. I've got my raspberries. And, you know, the itchy stove. I've got mosquitoes is what I've got. Let's get out of here. Okay. This thing that we're coming up on was originally planned to be where I was going to put the chicken coop up until I found out we weren't allowed to have chickens anymore. So now it's another little messy corner. This is my dad's wood pile. It's full of grasshoppers. That, here, I'm going to come over closer to the apple tree. This is the only fruit tree in my yard, and as you can see, it is very, very old. Oh, no, it's not. Very, very old and in pretty bad shape. Hi, son. But it does have, in good years, it has apples. I guess this is actually a fruit tree, too. I think Mom said it was a peach tree. Dad's log splitter. Over this way. Don't we love these walking tours where you're trying to figure out what you should say and what you shouldn't and what you shouldn't let the neighbors see? Yeah. Oh well. This is my compost. We used to have a indoor rabbit, and this was the outdoor pen for it. But now it is a pile of rotting stuff for use in the garden later. Over here, the playground and stress relief area, i.e. punching bag. In here, this is my youngest child's garden. He's growing potatoes. You can actually tell that there are potatoes in there. This is my elder child's garden. Let me show you this. Supposedly, there are strawberries in there. We do have the wild garlic. And, can we see it? It's a ladybug. And I don't see a strawberry down there. I know they're in there someplace, but where, I couldn't tell you. And this is where the wild garlic grew, but it looks like somebody threw enough stuff on it that it died out pretty well. And then, of course, the walnut trees and the green bean plant trees. And I think that one's a mulberry tree. Have decided they're going to come up and take over. I will get them out of there later, maybe. And then we come over here. That clothesline goes down that way. And that little green thing sticking up is a portable clothesline. Kids' wading pool. I'm going to get some fishies and stick in there because I can, and because it'll keep the mosquitoes down. Here is the area where we have, can I see me? Turnips on the far side of the little fence, radishes on this side, and watermelon is planted on both sides. Down to here, where it is some form of squash supposed to, oh, there's one of them. And then we have more squash, and a different kind of squash. See, they're coming up in different degrees of good. Then you got this squash that came up really, really good. And the sunflowers, which are growing like weeds, which is awesome. This is going to be my fish pond. It is a recycled bathtub, which I have just stuck a drain in, a drain plug, and that is a sink strainer to keep any fishies I put in there, and still let it drain out. Here we have our chard, and really wishing I had brought matches out so I could light these things, mixed with wild violets. That's some of the turnip greens that I thought had actual turnips on them, so I brought them over here to grow them, and they're not. Oh, there's a bug. It's a lightning bug. My okra, I have, I think it's 4 big plants and some little ones trying to come up. These are the cucumbers. You can see the cucumbers if I get over here at this angle. And these are cucumbers that for some reason are growing up through the mulch, so they got moved. This one's a squash. It was one of the ones that I transplanted out here early this spring. It was the only one of the 2 that survived the let's try growing it in the indoor greenhouse thing. Carrots and lots of weeds are here. This is my corn. It's kind of feeble. Oh, there's corn planted in the squash over there too. My onions, I apparently should have planted much further apart. This big old blank patch here where nothing seems to be growing is where I planted the peaches and cream seeds that were 10 years old. There are still weeds here because I don't know the difference between most of the weeds and the eggplant that's supposed to be growing there. Over there was supposed to be lettuce. I think the rabbits got it all. Peas. Over there, there are supposed to be carrots. I don't see a single carrot. This is the milkweed that I finally gave up on convincing to grow somewhere else and just let grow. Tomato behind it. Peas. Tomato behind it. There is actually a tomato in that cage. You just can't see it because I have to weed out this area again. Tomato over there. These are the last of the peas. And then the pea vines will go over there. I just pulled a pea vine. Those ones came out of over here And I moved the trellises over there. My other little mater. It's a pretty good little producer. You see there's a little cluster of them. And my sitting area, which you'll notice has a torch right there. I need to light because the mosquitoes are terrible. This is also why I want the fishies. Oh, here we go. As soon as we get the roof fixed on this, so you can see where it's coming up here. This is where Biddy's rabbit is going to go for his 4-H project. Rabbits we can have. It's the, what do you call them? Chickens. That apparently we aren't, depending on what way you read the zoning codes. I'm still kind of in, I don't know, mode. And yes, Raven hasn't mowed the grass. He swears he's out of gas, so tomorrow's payday we'll buy gas and mow the grass. I think I twisted my tongue. Anyway, oh, who's this? Can you see him? He's purple. Purple wings and a yellow and black body, and he's really kind of a big bug. But anyway, that's the tour of my little wannabe urban homestead type thingy. Yes, it is mostly weeds. I grow weeds well. Alright, and we don't want to look at the trash can, so I'll just shut this off.